morning coffee just hits different, especially when you have all that creamy foam on top. What a great way to start off our day. And I knew that we had to start it off well because this is gonna be yet another episode of getting to things that I've been avoiding. And at this point, you guys already know. Hi, hello, my name is Haley. I am a type C mom. And for today's video, we're gonna be tackling on another pain point in my house that I really need organized, but we're gonna do it in a fun way. We're gonna do a little bit of thrifting, a little bit of flipping, definitely some organizing, and just doing what it is that I love most, getting creative in ways that we can organize our home in a way that is pretty, but also practical. I'm just about to tell you guys exactly what projects we're gonna take on, but I haven't had breakfast yet. We're about to head out the door, so let me quickly toast up one of my breakfast burritos. I always meal prep them in bulk and keep them in my freezer, pull it out in the morning, pop it into the panini press, and it is the best way for me to be able to get in a breakfast while also saving me time. Okay, my panini is toasting. We are just about ready to head out, but let me tell you guys what projects we're gonna be tackling on. Basically, I'm thinking to go ahead and delegate one corner in my office to be a really cute little getting ready station. I'm hoping to find an incredible dresser or chest, maybe one that we can thrift, that will house as an amazing storage unit where I can put all of my work items, like my techie stuff, my filming equipment, my arts and crafts, things that I always use to thrift flip. And then on top of that, I think it would be so pretty for us to do an entire jewelry display. But I don't want to just buy something ready. I want to fully thrift flip this. Here's a couple of my inspiration ideas on what I want to go ahead and create today. Using only thrifted items, we're gonna head on over to the thrift store, find ourselves a couple of frames, and then using some fabrics and lace trims that we thrift, I want to put together these little jewelry organizers to help me get that entire mess organized. Because like I said time and time again, I am such a jewelry girl, and I'm so excited to show you guys a couple new pieces that I chose out for myself from Mejuri. Mejuri is one of those brands that I love so much because their jewelry is so high quality. Like, you see this little tag necklace? I actually got this when Eran and I got married. It's engraved with an E. It's also a solid gold piece, so I can shower with it. I never have to take it off. I really wanted to get myself a few more staple pieces that I can wear for my everyday stack, because being the type C mom that I am, I love jewelry pieces that you can put on and literally forget about. This right here is the lab-grown Sapphire orbit bracelet, and I love how dainty it is. It has these little charms on a thin gold bracelet that like slightly sparkle. For as long as I can remember, I've always been into gold dainty jewelry, but lately I've been really loving to pair dainty pieces with a few bold ones, and these are the Charlotte Bold hoops. They are such a cute statement earring, but you can also wear it with a really minimal outfit. I mean, come on, how cute! I used to be a strict gold girl, but now I don't know what it is, but I'm loving to mix metals. I got this ring right here, which is called the mixed Duet ring. It is so pretty. It looks like two separate rings, but they're actually connected together, and I love this ring. Is literally proof that mixing metals can look so classy and so chic. Because gold for May, if you don't know, it is a 925 sterling silver base that has a really thick 18 karat gold plating on it. The gold does not fade, it does not wash out, it lasts for so long, and you can get it wet. It is sweat proof, it is water resistant, hypoallergenic, and so durable. This right here will quite literally become my daily stack, along with my Huggies and my little curb chain. I'm gonna link all of my everyday jewelry faves down below. Working with brands that I've literally bought and worn for years, now wanting to partner with me is so special, so a big thank you to them for partnering with me on today's video. I thought that this would be the best way to kick off our little jewelry organization session, because we're about to get really creative with coming up with ways that we can display our jewelry faves in our home. With that, my panini is sizzling. Let's chug this down and head on our way. I devoured that so quickly, but let's head on our way. Got my tape measure handy, and at this point, is it even a surprise that the first stop is always the best one? So hey Siri, take me to Red, White, and Blue thrift store.
Getting directions to
Let's
Red,
go.
White, and Blue thrift store.
Alright you guys, we made it into the thrift store, and I'm truly gonna do my best not to get distracted today. We are on a mission. We have a couple different items that we need to get. A storage cabinet, a jewelry organizer. The first thing I always see whenever I come here is the cool artifact plates, and this one. This one just popped out to me. Look how gorgeous this is. I don't know, there's something about lighthouses that I absolutely love, and I'm looking for more blue plates, as you guys know, to add it to my kitchen collection right above my coffee station. And like the little details here, I love this. I know it wasn't on the list, but still taking it. Alright you guys, so clearly being able to find like ready jewelry organizers will be amazing, but I have a feeling like it won't be so simple. Like, they technically do have some jewelry organizers that are ready, but I don't know, I always found these kind of tacky, and I want to make something look more customized. But still, let's see what else they have. I actually already see that there's a few like jewelry box holders. I love the little flowers on top of this one. Ooh, this is a really nice jewelry case actually. It's lined with velvet and I like the size. I can definitely fit like bracelets and rings into this. Earrings too. And the wooden tone color will look so perfect for my office. It's only $3.99 too. So pretty. And then we have this little box as well, which I do like that all the jewelry compartments are kind of already organized, but it does look like it's a little bit dirty. It's going to be very hard to clean. Plus, I'm not crazy about the cherry tone of the wood. So this one I'm going to leave behind. So I want to go ahead and attempt a DIY project to do this. I actually saw so many gorgeous things on Pinterest that people have been making. The main thing I'm really needing is some frames. I have a couple at home already, but most of them are bigger sizes. I definitely need something a little bit more compact for my room. So step one, let's head on over to the artwork section and we're going to source a couple of frames to create a collage wall in my office that I can turn into my jewelry organization station. All right, we made it on over here. This is where they actually have some of the bigger frames. And taking a look, I think I want this collage wall to kind of be a mix of some wooden frames along with some possible brass ones. I don't really see any in the tone here that I'm looking for. I'm kind of thinking to do one big frame and then a couple little ones. The big one mainly going to be for my necklaces because a lot of my necklaces are very long. And again, you guys, you are only looking for the exterior frame. Don't pay attention if it's a mirror. Don't pay attention if there's an ugly photo inside. You're just looking for the right casing. I'm always pulled toward the brass ones. This one right here is absolutely perfect. I would actually probably hang it this way because the length of this is the perfect length of the majority of my necklaces once they're closed up. Just picture them hanging on this frame. That looks so nice. Next thing that you're going to want to find yourself for these frames is a fabric. Fabric either to cover the whole frame or little strips that we can use just for hanging certain jewelry. So while you're here, something you're definitely going to want to look for is the lace trim. And finding lace trim on its own is really hard. It's pretty rare. I don't know if you guys remember though, in the last video, I actually showed you all the lace trim that I thrifted when I went ahead and did my headboard. That was a lucky find. So if you cannot find a bag of lace trim on your own, what I would suggest to do is to come over here into the curtain section. And so much of the time you can find these curtains that have these beautiful lace trims here on the bottom. I would just grab this and then cut out the trim on its own. You see how they have all these little holes? Those are perfect opportunities for you to be able to hang your jewelry, your earrings, anything like that. Because I have a lot of lace trimmings at home, I'm not gonna need that. But that's a good tip for you guys if you are looking for lace trims. What I'm gonna need more of is a full lace piece of fabric. Something that I can use to cover an entire frame. And lucky for me, it does look like they have a lot of lace curtains here. Okay, I think I found my perfect fabric. This one, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually very, very stiff lace. So when I go and hang in the jewelry, there's perfect holes allotted for that, but it won't sag or hang. You do want something super stiff. So this one I think will be perfect. And there's so many different designs that I can like cut away and choose from. And it's only $4.99 for this entire piece. Okay, so this is the frame I already chose out and just look at how gorgeous it looks next to this one. But I am so sad. This frame is actually super heavy. It is made of porcelain, I think. And you can already see that it's shattered and I'm so scared that when I take the frame apart, then it's gonna break apart. I don't know, you guys. I'm like contemplating whether to get it. It is only $8 and I do think that orange tags are on sale. Maybe it's worth getting even if we just repair that, because just look at how beautiful these two look next to each other. That would make a stunning gallery wall. Just as I was about to leave, I literally think that somebody left a couple frames behind here, and this one kind of intrigued me because like I told you, lately I've been loving to mix metals, and I actually feel like doing a collage wall that has a little bit of the porcelain, a little bit of the gold, and then some fun silver. That could be so nice. So let's check out with all this and we'll head on over to thrift store number 2. Okay, I finally found the section where there is smaller frames and I am in love with this one. It is a little bit beaten up, but look, it's gonna look so nice with that other silver one that I found. It's only $1.99. I do have a brass one already that could also be a good option, but this one's stunning. I do have to say, you guys, I absolutely love these prints. They are so cohesive in that they kind of match. Even though they are completely different, I actually think reframing these into smaller frames would be so beautiful. So I'm grabbing these for sure. All right, you guys, we have a little update. Right now, as you know, I've been browsing, I've been thrift hopping from place to place, and I just could not find a cabinet for that space, you know, as a storage situation. And so, like I always do, I was just quickly like, let's take a look at Facebook Marketplace, maybe something will pop up. And I actually found this cabinet right over here, which is exactly the depth that I need, exactly the width too. It is a vintage cabinet, solid wood, and honestly, I feel like the color tone is really pretty on its own that I may not even have to restain it, which whenever I find a piece of furniture that doesn't require a thrift flip, I'm a very happy girl because mama's tired, okay? So I just messaged her, I let her know that I'm super close, and she said I can come pick it up right now, so perfect timing. I'm gonna head on over there, and hopefully it will be the perfect piece that I've been looking for this room. Guys, it is officially in the car, and she's beautiful! Oh my god, and genuinely vintage. Like, I have so much to say, but let me bring her back home so I can tell you all about it. Well, good morning, my lovelies, and what a good morning it is indeed. As you guys saw in our previous clip, the last place that I left you off is that we did our Facebook Marketplace find, and I found a cabinet that is going to be perfect to house all of my techie gear, but also can be a place for me to display all my jewelry. And are you guys ready to see it? Here it is! And oh my gosh, she is stunning. But there's a couple caveats. But here's our official little drawer chest. The mirror, that was a story in and of itself. As I was transporting it, it actually slipped off, so I just kept it off because I figured what I actually think is that I'm not going to be keeping this top part on the cabinet. I do love it and it is beautiful, but I feel like it is a little bit of an awkward proportion. Like, this is so big compared to the height of this. But whenever I saw the color, it is definitely more of like an amber honey oak than what I wanted, especially with the tones of everything I already have in my office. I definitely feel like this sticks out like a sore thumb. It is a 2 orange, but the beautiful part is that it's a raw wood. So this doesn't actually need to be stripped, meaning that we can still go ahead and thrift flip it, but the effort that's going to be required is so minimal, because whenever you don't need to strip a piece of furniture, it actually makes the makeover process a lot easier, because stripping for me is the part that I hate the most. The fact that the wood is raw, you can already see the wood grain. I am already ready to get to staining it. So gonna recruit hubby to help get this downstairs. And the vision, you may ask, for this cabinet, I really wanted to have a beautiful kind of weathered oak look. Either that or a very light chocolate brown. As much as I didn't want to do a thrift flip in this video, we still are, and I thought it would be a really great opportunity to show you guys, if you have any pieces of furniture in your house that is already raw, I want to show how you can take it from this red undertone dark cabinet into something lighter, warm without being orange, very Pottery Barn inspired, and beautiful. So I'm gonna recruit hubby to help get her downstairs, and then I'm gonna show you the entire staining process. So I know, I told you guys that you won't be needing to do any stripping or sanding, but this right here, what I'm doing is actually called scuff sanding. My goal was not to strip any of the actual paint or any of the finish. You're really just creating a little bit of a rough surface so that you have something for the stain to grip onto. You can do this with a sander or even with some sandpaper, just manually with your hand. Again, the goal is just to create some rough texture before you can go ahead and clean off all of that dust. Something you guys need to know is that your wood is thirsty. If you go and apply stain on top of a dry wood, you're gonna get a really patchy finish. So applying some wood conditioner is so important to hydrate that wood so that the stain glosses over beautifully. And then here's the ultimate hack. If you have any kind of finish on a cabinet that you absolutely hate the undertone, you're gonna want to give it a whitewash. I actually use a stain called Simply White. It just gives you a really nice blank canvas to work with to go and add your custom stain. My favorite stain combination is 50% weathered oak and 50% special walnut. Special walnut is a beautiful chocolatey brown, but then the weathered oak has a touch of gray, so it leans on the cooler side, which I think makes the best combination. Okay, babes, we are officially back, and the table currently is drying outside, and I have to say, it is so hard for me to be able to see what the color actually looks like. I'm just praying and hoping that when I take it into my room, the tone is gonna be perfect, but it looks so much less red and less orange already, and that took maybe, I wanna say, an hour and a half of work. Once it's officially dry, we're gonna put a clear coat on it, but until that happens, I thought we might as well make use of our free time and move on to our jewelry organization DIYs. So, as you guys saw at the thrift store, we went ahead and picked up a couple frames, and I also just pulled out a few past ones that I actually think would be so cute to use. This one already has feet on it, so I don't even need to hang it. It could just rest on the table, which could look so pretty. It's also solid brass, and it was just $2.99. We've got this wooden oval one that could be really pretty on the wall as well for $2.99 also, and this is a gorgeous deeper brown. I love mixing patterns. I love mixing wood tones right now, and I like mixing metals too. So we have the gold frame, we have the silver frame. Initially, I got this frame thinking I was gonna use it to display some necklaces, but then I remembered on a previous thrift trip, I actually found a mug rack, a wooden mug rack, and I think that it would be the best thing to be able to organize all of my necklaces on there. So I'm gonna keep this frame for another project, and the way that I'm gonna do this project, you can definitely apply it to a bigger frame as well if you do want to go ahead and hang some necklaces. I will say I love this frame so much, but in my car ride over, she developed a few more cracks along the way, and at this point, it's not really salvageable, so I'm not gonna be able to use her. And I don't know, you guys, I'm ready to get creative, and honestly, I don't really have a way to do this. I'm kind of just making it up as as I go. So let's make it up together. We've got some good fabrics to work with, some gorgeous linen trims, a glue gun of course, and we're ready to get started. And let me just say, this in hindsight is probably one of my favorite DIYs that I've ever created. You're gonna start off by getting your fabric, and after ironing it flat, you're literally just gonna be spray gluing this on to the base of the frame. I love the spray adhesive because it doesn't leave any bubbles to your fabric, and it stays on so well that you can then use your hot glue to wrap around all of the raw edges to the back of the frame, the part that you're not gonna see anyway. And then here's where that lace trim comes in. You're gonna wanna find different types of lace. I feel like having a variation is what makes this look so pretty and whimsical. Trim it off to size, and you're gonna be gluing down that lace. Keeping in mind the size of your typical earrings, you wanna make sure that there is enough clearance between the lace so that your earrings can hang loosely. I ended up doing 3 pieces of lace for this, added it back to the frame, and that was it. We're gonna let that dry and move on to the next one for now, which is gonna be a very similar method. But instead of earrings, I'm gonna be using this one to organize my bracelet. I ended up cutting out the floral pattern specifically because this is what I wanted you to see against that black frame. You don't wanna spray glue this one because we do want the lace to be movable since we're gonna be clasping on the bracelet. Instead, you're just gonna wrap around the edges in the back like we did with the last, and pop that back into the frame, and you're literally done. And I'll show you them in just a second. But before we do so, the cabinet is officially dry, and I'm just gonna be adding that final clear coat. Polyurethane gives it that slight shine while keeping the wood protected. In all my years of doing projects, never ever have I been able to complete an entire thrift flip in one day. One day. That took this vintage wooden cabinet from looking orange and dated to chocolatey and beautiful. I mean, you guys, just take a look at her. She's beautiful. I don't think that we could have done better. Look at how much better the tones work right now. It is a cooler brown, which matches my floors so much more. I feel like this cabinet right now just fits so much better. It also complements the other furniture I have in my room already, which is more of these slightly cooler, slightly ashier browns. I'm telling you, when you have a piece of furniture that you don't have to strip and is basically just ready to get to staining, it is actually so quick to do these transformations. I did this all in one day. It is the next morning now. I let everything dry overnight, including the clear top coat that we added, which means that I could put my coffees on here. I don't have to worry about any ring or watermarks. I even love how like whitewashed the color ended up looking, you know, kind of slightly faded, and truly lives up to how old this cabinet is, because I don't even think that I gave you guys a little look at what it looks like inside. That is the old color that we had versus the new one. Can you really see that difference now? Obviously, you know me, I got too lazy to do the inside, but look at how cool. I cleaned and disinfected everything in here. This is gonna be a perfect little storage solution to put all of my camera equipment, everything that I need to actually film in this office. And then right up here, we're gonna have a drawer, which is basically gonna be where I house a lot of my jewelry in here. And then right on up here is where we're gonna display them using the pretty stuff that we made. But as you can tell, the cabinet, she needed some handles. So this right here was actually the old cabinet hardware, and they are really pretty. They have really cool details, but I felt like they were a little bit too aggressive and like very loud and in your face. I really wanted to keep that same character and charm, but get something a little bit more feminine. So on Amazon, I was actually able to get these pulls, which look so pretty. They kind of give off that same vibe and will still make it look like a more vintage style cabinet, so that instead of this, it's gonna be this. How gorgeous. The only thing is I couldn't find a knob version that would go well, but in the meantime, let me put on the drawer pulls and then we can get to adding our jewelry. Alright guys, at this point we are going to be moving on to organizing, and we're going to start off with the jewelry because I just cannot wait to go ahead and add the thrift flips that we created, because look how beautiful. I mean, seriously, this is probably my favorite DIY that I've ever made. Not only because it's so easy, but it is so pretty. Like, I want to make this and gift it to all of my friends. And the best part, you can reuse old frames that you have in your house, or you can thrift really unique ones like this, using this right here to like hang up all of my hoops and my earrings. And then this one, because the net is movable, you can just clasp on some of your bracelets, anything like that, to display it in a really pretty way. And alright, when it comes to actually displaying it, let me show you both of the options. So first off, if you guys are already able to find a frame that has one of these little standing easels on them, then that would be awesome, because then you're really done. You could just prop it up on the table and it already looks beautiful as is. But I do know that most frames come without any kind of easel backing. Usually these are the ones that are meant to be hung on the wall, which you could totally hang these on the wall if you want to. But if you do want want to prop it up on a table, a vanity, a bathroom counter, I grab myself one of these. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called photo easels. Every time I'm at the thrift store, I see so much of these and I always pick them up. People usually don't know what they are. They cost $1 or $2, but they actually are meant to stand up your frames, your artwork, just like this, so that you can go ahead and prop it onto the table too. And then that way you have your picture hanging without having to do any work essentially. So with that in mind, to decorate the table, let me show you a couple of the other items I was thinking to add. You guys remember this lamp? We thrifted it a little while back for $10. As soon as I saw her, I knew that she had to be mine because look at the flowers. There is such a gorgeous way to tie in the blue in the wallpaper of this room. I actually think that this table would be a perfect place to put her. The only thing is I don't have a lampshade yet because the size, it's really hard to find one that fits. So today I'm actually going to film my next Thrift With Me video today, which is going to be cabin core. And I think while I'm there, I'm going to keep an eye out and see if I can find a lampshade for this. Comment down below, what kind of lampshade do you think would suit this style, specifically sitting on this desk? I don't know if we should do a wicker one. Should we do a plain linen one? Should we do a pattern one? There's already pattern in the lamp, but I'm also not scared to pattern mix, so that can be an option. So I'm gonna put her to the side until we find her a proper lampshade. But the other items that I thrifted, I'm gonna put on this table. First of all, remember this mug rack? If you guys follow along on my Thrift With Me trips, I always end up finding stuff that I'm like, one day I'll find a place for you. And today is that day. Yes, this is a mug rack. You could totally use it to display your mugs. I already have one downstairs. Instead of a mug rack, I picked this up thinking it would be the perfect necklace display holder organizer. So I can go ahead and layer in all of my necklaces this way. That way I can see exactly where they are, take them out so easily, plus keeping them on display because my jewelry collection, I am very proud of it and I want to be able to look at it all the time. So we've got that. For my rings, we have some compartments for that as well. This is my newest one that you saw we picked up on today's thrift trip. I love the pink inside and the florals on the front are so gorgeous. If there's any pieces that I need to keep contained out of the sunlight, because there is some jewelry that people recommend to store away. And then this ring tray you guys saw before, I thrifted it also. It is so beautiful. It is solid silver, which is insane. I got it for like $3. And this is usually where I'm gonna keep my most important rings or my favorite rings that I'm gonna grab every single day. So my wedding ring, my engagement ring, and my recent favorite, Missouri ring. Most of the time, you guys actually see I don't always wear rings if I'm doing DIYs and stuff, but if I'm heading out doing styling videos, I need to have something on my fingers. And this is such a cute way to display it. And then finally, the one thing that I really struggled with in this area is artwork, because as you can see, our beadboard is very high. And then I have a pattern stamped wallpaper that we did ourselves. I wanted a piece of art that wouldn't be so huge, that I can kind of fit right over here so that I don't have to put it on the wall part, but only the beadboard part. And so on this thrift trip, you guys actually saw that we thrifted two things that I paired together and they made a beautiful pairing. Remember this little artwork? It was so gorgeous, but it was in an absolutely enormous frame with some matting. I took that matting out, put it in this gold picture frame that we thrifted today, and it is a perfect size. I think this overlaid right here in the back would look so cute. It would help tie in a new color because we have so much blue. I really wanted to add some greens and some oranges. And overall, it was a beautiful handmade piece. I thought it would just go so well with this vintage dresser. So that is all my thrift finds and DIYs. And now let's put it all together and create my perfect jewelry display corner. This image in your head of how you want something to turn out. I had an image of exactly what I wanted my dressing table to look like, and this turned out so much better than I could have imagined, because how gorgeous is this new little corner? The jewelry displays, the fact that we made these for just a couple dollars is insane. It looks so beautiful, so custom, like something that could have been sold at a really expensive store, and it's just so easy to like display all my little bracelets over here, just hooking them onto the lace. Like guys, you can make this and you should make this. The earrings display too. I mean, is there any prettier way to display your little hoops? You can put studs in there also. Just make sure to use a smaller lace with smaller holes. But honestly, gorgeous, am I right? I mean, even the mug rack as a necklace display, it is so easy to see every single one of my pieces and pull them out. That being said, I actually do have a lot more jewelry than this that I have to go through. I just pulled a couple of my favorite pieces in the meantime because I do have to go film another thrifting video today, which, speaking of, you see this cupboard below, I didn't get a chance to organize all of my office supplies because I actually just ordered some lining paper that I can line the inside with this, you know, so it could just be extra clean. So once I go ahead and do that lining, I can go in and organize all of my techie stuff. This is what I'm talking about. I have all of my tech equipment piled up next to my laundry room that could use some organizing. And the top drawer, as you guys saw, this is where I went ahead and displayed some of my favorite chunkier necklaces, pieces that I love using in my videos. And that's exactly the whole point, guys. I know that not many of us can say that they have a dressing room or an office or a studio where they can keep this stuff, but you can literally do a corner just like this in your bedroom, in your bathroom, kind of like a one spot that is dedicated either to your jewelry or to your makeup, your sunglasses, your hats if you're an accessory girl. That way I have everything that I love on hand. I can just plop on the pieces that I want to wear as soon as I head out the door. I think this right here is the definition of pretty and practical. Organization solutions that can help your items look organized, easy to access, but still so pretty when they're not being used. But comment down below what you guys think of this entire jewelry organization situation. What do you think of this little corner? Do you have any suggestions for me? I honestly feel like none of my spaces are complete until you guys give me that final advice. So going ahead, if I am gonna add this lamp here, do you feel like we should? I feel like I could put it in the corner there. What kind of a lampshade should we add to it? Should we go with wicker? Should we go with simple linen? Or should we do a pattern lampshade? I need to know that, as well as right over here. What kind of knob do we get for this dresser? Do we keep it simple or do we do a little touch of blue? And one more advice I need from you guys, now that you actually see the color of this wooden table, do you think that I should go and restain our desk in that color as well, that chocolatey Pottery Barn inspired tone? Because I kept it pretty like natural wood right now, but I don't know, the deep brown that we have in that cabinet, I'm loving it. And I feel like if we go ahead and restain this, it can look so pretty. Or we could keep it as is and then maybe just restain this wooden vanity mirror to be that color, and then that's a great way to tie in the dark. What are you guys thinking? Restain the desk or restain the mirror? I'm okay with mixing wood tones, but right now we have 3 different tones going on and I want to stick to 2. Just like all of this is pretty and practical. We also have my makeup. You guys remember I organized in the past using these glass bowls that we thrifted. Finding solutions to keep our house organized but still looking nice at the same time is so important for me. That's why on this channel I've pretty much made it my mission to find different solutions to keep our homes looking good while still being functional. And I really hope that this gave you guys inspiration on how you can go ahead and organize something so minute as a jewelry, especially now that I have some of my new favorite Mejuri pieces. They're so gorgeous. I want to be able to look at them every day. Which, speaking of, if you are curious about my favorite jewelry brand Mejuri, I'm gonna go ahead and link some of my favorite pieces that I bought over the years down below. It's a mix of my basics that I wear every day, as well as some bolder statement pieces that I just love to use to accessorize. For a jewelry girl like me, there's nothing more perfect than this. With that being said, if you guys are watching up to this point, you know that you're the real MVPs. I love the ones who stick around all the way till the end. If you are watching up to this point, then comment down below sparkle with the sparkle emoji. I use that emoji all the time because I don't know, I just feel like it's part of my personality. Comment it down below if you are watching up to this point, then you're such a real one for being here. Subscribe if you haven't already. We still have so much more organization to do throughout the house in a pretty and practical way, because while an aesthetic home might be pretty on the outside, we need to make sure that our homes are just as functional. But thank you so much for watching. I'm about to get ready and head out to film our next thrift with me, and of course can't wait to see you all then. Love you.